January 2016 Spiritual Guidance by Cherokee Billie. The Awakening Begins. January is typically considered by many to be a month symbolic of new beginnings, changes, and a chance to start over. For January 2016, the universal energy, message, and lessons are literally surrounded and focused on shift and change. We step lively into the first month with supportive ambition to follow the call or song in our hearts towards incredible spiritual awareness. Above and beyond our individual goals, often referred to as our New Year's resolutions, exists a more primal and instinctual energy that guides us towards the highest of spiritual connection. For some it shall be as though seeing through the universe in its light and potential for the first time. There is a great shift engaging all in humans, igniting the cord to not only self-awareness, but also to the collective, the perception that we are as one. This shift also brings strength, grace, and awareness of the divine, the creator, source, and spiritual light. As we transition into this higher vibration, our intentions slide into manifestation, and we begin to view life via the greater good. We are being shifted into the awareness of the interconnections, and our urge to give, understand, and recognize becomes foremost within our journey. The universal message here is the awakening has begun. As we continue to transition on our personal journey and work towards various goals or desired outcomes, the universal energy becomes a constant companion and source of encouragement. January becomes essential and vital in the potential for awareness and embracing the connection to our spiritual core. Brotherhood, acceptance, and gratitude for the power of the unity are key to each personal achievement and often the catalyst for creating or carving our paths. As we follow and seek the inclination to give, to become concerned with the true greater good of humanity, what we give or even accessed to intention is returned, creating potential and possibility without limits or external boundaries. Always people want to know about love and relationship. Well, in January, above all, specific encounters grow the divine and collective love as we begin to see and feel the equality in all spiritual beings. It becomes a mirror to the soul, but rather than limited to self-reflection, we see among the looking glass the connection or even the likeness or common identity via our spiritual core. Those still exiting from dysfunctional or toxic relationships will become strengthened by the collective forgiving in order to release and no longer be bogged down by fear. Newly formed relationships will rise in harmony and balance, while there remains an abundance of opportunity for meeting life soulmates and partners. Chance meetings and unusual encounters will also dominate romance. We continue to see a great number of reunifications in past relationships returning with a much higher outcome. Love in its simplicity, ease, and grace permeates all relationships, and those with prior struggles due to external forces or circumstances will find all such challenges eliminated or easily overcome in January. Love certainly rules the heart in January and extends from personal relationships to the desire to reach out to those that appear to need comfort or companionship. Weather patterns and forecasts. On the heels of this chaotic December with major shifts from one extreme to another, we finally welcome a bit of stability. As we view the weather as directly connected to our spiritual self, January brings more traditional or expectant patterns and weather indigenous for each location. It feels to be slightly wetter in the form of rain, snow, and ice, but most storms will move quickly in and out, alleviating a great deal of what created major disruptions in the past years. And with the strong collective in general, humans become inclined to look beyond potential frustrations and focus on lending support and assistance. And in contrast to many forecasts, meteorologists seem quite reliable and accurate in predicted events. Economy, career, and jobs. Traditionally, a month that is known for opportunities, this January certainly does not disappoint. The opportunities and potential for career changes and shifts remain high. Many will consider and choose to pursue different types of work or even make significant career path changes in following their higher purpose and path. All that is relevant, related, and resulting from our spiritual enlightenment in all three divisions will find significant chances in a clear runway for change. It is also a key to note that many new opportunities, just as with romance, will come from surprising or unlikely sources, so it's important to share our newfound goals, intentions, and manifesting these into actual or real changes. Now we get to political leaders, government, the media. As many countries are entering into election years, politics and issues of concern become the focus almost from the beginning of January. While those campaigning seem stuck in focusing on a myriad of problems, and every candidate appears to have a different view or solution, again our connection to the greater good of the collective consciousness with the blessing and power of divine makes most of us difficult to impress. Our natural intuition is high. Many that remained or choose to exclude themselves from the front lines become empowered with the notion that each of us counts and any one person can make a difference. There will be a greater attention given to both those in office and the competition, but with a much higher expectation of accountability and what truly does serve the greater good. Due to such widespread coverage spanning several continents, the media begins coverage as though competing for the audience in whatever way appears successful. However, as we move into January, many of those behind the scenes of production or directors will find that they too are being shifted into this higher state of energy. Those in power will become forced to be accountable without the ability for distracting, and reporting will be moving into a more stable energy, presenting what needs to be learned rather than what receives attention for the sake of attention. Security in the current state of global threats. The current terrorist groups will begin their slow rise to power and expect to see at least one, possibly more displays of this insidious energy. While we are not quite close enough to stop or prevent further hits, remember that this is a spiritual warfare and you've got to fight it with all the light that you can. The stronger we reunite together as a collective energy and intention, the greater our success in ending the reign of terror. Unity in our connection to the divine empower the people with that which is stronger than any weapon, and also allows the unification on a global scale. Enemies become allies, and neutrality is replaced with powerful action and consistent and unrelenting intention. Although January will not become the end of our mission, it will, however, become the beginning of some of the most powerful energies seen in our lifetime due to what we put out there. And as this unity grows and engages all in spirit, that which represents love, faith, and hope is a force that will never be overtaken. The outcome exists, and this experience will forever change our gratitude, grace, and the appreciation that rebounds to all involved in the elimination of such threats. January 2016 is full of promise, potential, hope, and faith. And not only do we enter into the highest spiritual vibration, but the results, rewards, in the internal and external light becomes almost immediately visible. This certainly takes hold, and as we become awakened, we are literally filled with the joy of faith and the abundance of hope, finding and embracing our true self and uniting with all that is for the journey towards all that shall be. May you be blessed with God's white light. Thank you for listening. This is Cherokee Billie.